What's the secret to getting to a quality ball striking? Long time ago, I was actually asking that very same question, and just through practice, I found a really neat trick that sounds quite extreme when you're thinking about it, but when you're actually attempting it and when you're executing it, you just get a beautiful ball strike. And the way that I thought about it was, to get that clean ball strike with an iron, we need that low point to be just after impact. So in other words, we're catching the ball when the club's on its way down, but the low point of the swing's arc is basically about 2 inches in front of the ball there. So when I was practicing and trying to find this way to improve my ball striking, I thought to myself, why don't I focus my eyes on where I want the bottom of my swing arc to be? So instead of looking at the ball, I changed my focus to a spot a couple of inches in front of the ball. And I know this sounds strange because we're always saying for a good ball striking, for hand-eye coordination, we need to be looking at the ball. But when I started doing that, when I started looking at that spot just in front, it just opened up a whole new world in terms of ball striking. I started trapping the ball better. I started getting a more penetrating ball flight, so I was getting good carry distance, and accuracy, and playing in the wind was just a lot easier. There was less side spin on the ball, so the wind didn't have as much of an effect on the ball flight. So I just started focusing in my practice on that spot just in front, that 2 inches in front. I wasn't even looking at the ball, I was just looking at that spot. And because I was making sure that the club bottomed out there, the ball striking, my ball striking, was just moved to another level. So here's how I want you to practice this. You take a tee and you place it on your ball to target line, and you place it that 2 inches in front of the ball, and you just say to yourself, all I'm going to do here is I'm going to focus on that tee. The ball is just going to get in the way. Okay, so here's the ball, there's the tee in front. The goal here is to not to look at the ball, but to look at that tee in front, and not only look at it, but I want you to sweep the tee out of the grass. Tees out of the grass, ball strike is superb. Simple. We like simple in golf. We don't like to complicate things. It's hard enough as it is. Such a simple swing thought of changing my focus to being a little bit more in front of the ball, and the ball striking was so much better. So now when I'm coaching, and if a golfer comes to me and they're hitting it fat, most of the time the reason they're hitting fat is because the weight is very much on this right hand side. So there's a dropping down behind the ball. Changing that focus, that 2 inches in front, it is just amazing how quickly the golfer grasps that concept of getting onto that left side just in order to get the club brushing that tee out of the grass that's in front of the ball. And we do that as a practice, brushing that tee, and then we introduce the ball. So I want you to do this. If you're hitting fat shots, just a lot of practice swings, just brushing that 2 inches or so in front of where your ball would normally be. And then when you're doing that on a consistent basis, bring the ball into it. The ball's there. You're not going to look at it. You're going to look at that tee in front, and you're going to sweep that tee away. Thanks for watching. I'm Owen, and I want you to start playing golf better than you imagined. If you know this video is going to help you, then please give it a like, and make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my future instructional tips.